In the first days of the world, all living beings were ruled by the elven court, where the wizard king Iniok sat upon his throne. He maintained a delicate balance of light and shadow. Banished from their garden, a new race called humans sailed to Iniok's realm. Attracted to its splendor, they entered the Valley of Wonders, seeking the elven court. In defiant hordes, they besieged the valley. Unable to restrain the callow race, King Iniok and his court were slain. Queen Elwyn, Iniok's second wife, fled the burning ruins with her baby, Julia. Iniok's firstborn, Prince Meandor, fell among the dead. The fall of Iniok's court split the elves into factions. Some desired only to rebuild in tranquility, while others, scarred by their loss, demanded the annihilation of all things human. Unable to forget the carnage, these dark elves cultivated malice, embracing the shadows. From the gloom of their underground hideouts, they sharpened weapons of war. But the child Julia grew, tutored in the ways of light, upon a remote island where Queen Elwyn gathered remnants of Iniok's court. As she matured, Julia allied herself with virtue, joining a society called Keepers to shine light amid darkness. Mistaken for dead, yet shackled to vengeance, Meandor embraced the Dark Elves. By right of royal lineage, Meandor founded a sect called the Cult of Storms and wrought terror on any who opposed their dark ideals. After 2 centuries of wars, a new star appeared over the Valley of Wonders. Keeper scouts spied Meandor lurking about the ruins of Iniok's court. In response, Julia too followed the omen, hoping to thwart her dark brother's scheme. An uneasy silence engulfed the lands.
Hello and welcome to Age of Wonders. This is Dealer's Choice, and I'm going to be playing one of my favorite games, made by Triumph Studios and Epic Games. And the Epic Games influence is most obvious by the music, which is Michael Vanden Boss, who is the composer for Epic Games, even to this day. So he does all the Fortnite music and whatnot. He's a great composer, I'd say in my top 5 probably. This game's really cool because you can see Leonard Sass and his brothers, basically do everything here. And then Arno, their friend, who has been with the company the whole time. So Leonard Sass and Arno have been basically the company the whole time, as far as I understand it. And it's also neat how it's like a team of 10 people or something. I think the credit scene's really cool here, just because you can see. I don't know if that's a guy or a girl's name. They're Dutch people, but so I'm not entirely sure. You can see Arno here. It's also scenario designer. And then there's some like random British or Scottish guys involved as well, like the voice actor who I think is Scottish, which we'll see. Yeah, John McGinn, and then Norbert Gastel, who I haven't heard. I don't know how to switch to German, or if you have to download German separately or what. Maybe it's in the INI file or something. I can't tab out while I'm playing this game, while I'm recording this game. It's a mess as it is. If I tab out, everything goes purple and broken. I don't want to show it because it's a mess. Maybe I'll show it at the end. But yeah, we're going to be playing, I think, the second best game in the series. I think Shadow Magic would be third, and then Age of Empires 2, Wonders 2 would be the worst in the series. I haven't played number 4 or Planetfall, so I can't speak for them. So this is cool. It used to have play by email, but it was actually real play by email. It wasn't just like Age of Wonders 3 has a play by email, but it actually downloads like the entire file and sends it through their server, so it's like a 40 megabyte file. But this was like, okay, here's the moves they did, so that's like bytes of data, probably not even kilobytes of data. But we're just going to be doing single player, and I want to play. This might be a bad idea because this is meant to be what's the term I'm looking for? This is meant to be dealer's choice, it doesn't have to be a one-off. I mean, I was playing Dungeon Lords before and that wasn't a one-off. But Oracle's Eye is my favorite map, I think. I haven't actually played Toadstool Vale, I don't believe, but Oracle's Eye has everything I want to show off in this game, because I do want this to be a chance for me to show why I love this game, and whenever I talk about it, I can point to this video and say, this game is so cool. So first thing you'll notice, everything is a bit crunchier. It doesn't have that same Age of Wonders 3 is the one that started the trend, and Age of Wonders 4 went crazy with it. But the races had much more distinct identities in the older versions of the game, and I think the first game does it the best. Although the Shadow Magic, they have really cool special powers, but the art and everything is, I'm not as much of a fan. So what you'll notice if you're familiar with Age of Wonders 3 is the races are slightly different. So the Tigrans don't exist right now, but the Azracs do. So the Azracs are basically the Tigrans. They got rid of the Azracs for number 2, and they might have brought them back in Shadow Magic. I don't think they did. The Frostlings are base game, and Halflings are base game. In the previous version, they added them as DLC. Undead were also DLC, they're just base game. And then we have one new race that, well, 2 new races, sort of. 3 even. We've got elves and dark elves, so they were combined into just the union of elves in Age of Wonders 3, so there's an extra elf race as well. And they each contain aspects of the Age of Wonders 3 race. And then we have Highmen, who are just a dwelling in Age of Wonders 3. And in this, they're a full-fledged faction. Now, I don't want to play on too hard a difficulty, I'm just here to goof around, but Squire's a bit weak, so maybe we'll go up to Lord. And now, it is possible to lose this game very quickly. What I would normally do when I was playing when I was a kid was I'd actually just make everyone human and play as every single faction, which is very fun, but I think time-wise, I'm just going to make everyone a Lord, except I'm actually going to make this human a Lord. And I would rather... I want to play as the Lizardmen, and they're my favorite race. And you can choose their personality as well. I think we'll just leave them as normal here. Okay. You know, channel name's Lord Cameron. It's appropriate to fight a bunch of lords, that way we're all lords. We're going to have simultaneous. I'm going to do customized leaders. I'm not going to do allied victory. No turn timer. Simultaneous is faster. Exploration, necessary for a game like this. Like, Fog of War is just what this game's about, right? And it works well with the Dark Elves, because the Dark Elves have the ability to spread Fog of War, so it'd be weird if everything was explored. And we're going to do leaders on the map. It's the way the game's intended to be played, but it does mean if your leader dies in this game, it's different from Age of Wonders 2 or 3. If your leader dies in Age of Wonders 1, you lose the game, just like that. It's over. So it's going to be a bit more fast that way. Now, I'm not sure if she is an Azrak or a Lizardman. She's kind of between the two. I'm going to assume she's an Azrak, but that's a weird look. I think I'll be playing as... I like this guy. I'm going to call myself... you stand before the vulnerable Lord Blotter. Welcome. Just go through the one that's the classic. My brother and I both really like playing as this portrait. Is the Undead portrait. Right... Any second now. All the Undead portraits are pretty cool. Not that guy, maybe, or this one. But this is the classic we'd always play as. But, yeah. I think I'm going to go with our good old friend. And this way we can see all the portraits. She's like, oops, I'm in fight, aren't I? Rolling her eyes a little bit. He's like the coolest. This guy, I can't think of anyone but Bloody Battlebrain now, who is an Age of Wonders player, who uses this as his portrait. But yeah, we're going to be good old Lord Blodar here. Okay. Leader of the Lizards. Now, we can customize our leaders. It's not the same where you could get a bunch of specializations like in number 3, or presumably 4, but they're still pretty good. So leadership, tell me about this. All units in a party have +1 to attack. I don't care. I don't really, yeah. Spellcasting 2, I do care. I want him to be a good spellcaster, I think. And concealment is a much bigger deal in this game. Defense is a much bigger deal. I don't care about high attack. I'm envisioning a mage right now. Now, heroes are the best units in the game, so you can make just an unstoppable fighter, but I'm just feeling magey right now, so I'm going to be tier 3 spellcaster instead, I think. Alright, making him... I think I do want the high HP, and I do want the high resistance. You don't want to lower your defense in this game. You'll die very, very quickly. So 3 attack means I do 3 damage, and defense is just the chance to resist. I don't think I can show the stats there yet. Okay, so the cool thing about this game is you choose spheres at the start instead of choosing specializations. And spheres are, what would the term be? Anathema to each other. So if I take water, I can't take fire. If I take earth, I can't take air. But I can take, you know, any mix of those 3. And you will unlock stronger and stronger spells the more you specialize in a field. So I'm going to specialize all out on water because water is really cool. Now, air has some of the best spells, I think, for enchantments on the world map, but earth, that's the problem. Earth has some really cool spells for mobility, essentially, in terms of shaping the map to your will. But I think life has like, I think life and death have the best summons. But I think I'll just go like air and water. Yeah. Because air has some of the best attack spells and enchantment spells. I don't often play Earth, but Earth does have some cool spells, so it's like Earth and Fire would be a very fun playthrough, but I can play this as much as I want, right? So let's just start with water and air. Start strong in both fields. Okay, there's a story here. I've never read it. I'm not going to do it now. And we start by researching a spell. So I'm going to start by researching. These are all really good. Well, the thing I love about this game is the spells. Like every spell matters. Every spell is good, and I think Chain Lightning is the spell that lets you win a fight on your own. Vaporize, sometimes it insta-kills, sometimes it does nothing. Giant Frog is super useful, I think, but it's healing water, great. Haste is really, really good, but look how many turns it's going to take. So I think I'll start with just Summon Giant Frog, because that's a very good spell. Okay, and now I have to remember how to move on this map. Movement, yeah, not the biggest options. Game password. It's like, what's the point of that? If you share your computer with your brother, and your brother also plays Age of Wonders, and he has a tendency to overwrite your save files, a game password isn't a bad idea, believe it or not. So there is levels in this game. There's just the 2, I believe. I think it's number 2 that adds the 3rd level, which is the Shadow Realm, and also the Depths, which is like a darker, deeper path. Magic is interesting in this game. So you saw the research will take 4 turns, but that's at my research rate of 10. However, you see I make 10 mana per turn. I can actually change the amount of mana I make per turn. So I can go all the way to 0 mana per turn, and then I'll be summoning the frog in 2 turns. And I can go all the way up to making 40 mana in a turn, or 20 mana in a turn in this case. But the frog will take forever because I'm putting nothing into research. I don't need the frog right away, so I'll just, and I could probably do with some mana soon, so I'll take that to start with. And let's see what spells I have. Nothing going on here. Lord Blotter has 20 power. Let's see what spells he has. Bird's Eye View. Okay, that's a very good starting spell. Dispel, very good as well. Okay, let's start with Bird's Eye View then. Let's see what we're working with. So we've got a Goblin Town up here, and we have a Halfling Town here, and a Halfling Town here, and a Halfling Town here. Okay, very Halfling focused. No lizards, which is... Now this game, Age of Wonders 3, they wanted to move away from racism, essentially. This game is very racist. Now that doesn't mean, like, it's just in terms of racial relations. So lizards will always hate undead. Well, right now they're questioning. Lizards are a neutral faction, I believe, so we're only wary. We're neutral with most races, but then we are friends. We love lizards, of course, and the other neutral factions we're on okay terms with. So the good factions don't really like us. The really good faction hates us. The really evil faction hates us, or is wary. And then the slightly evil and the slightly good guys are like, what's going on here? But then the neutral guys, we're all pals. One of the big features of this game, first of all, the music is incredible. I think Age of Wonders 3 has better music. It's mostly just remasters of this, but it doesn't replace it. Like, this music is still great. And I will just show a really cool feature this game has, which a lot of people wanted in number 3, but they weren't allowed to have based on licensing or something. We click on sound here. There is a playlist, and this is the songs that are going to be playing while I play. However, I really like the Mountain Song, for instance. And I really like March of the Halflings, even though I'm not the Halflings. So you get kind of like racial songs, I believe. And Perilous Quest is a really great song. Through Hostile Territory I like. And then if I want to listen to March of the Halflings, I just hit play. There's something special about synthesizer music, I think, that isn't captured with a lot of modern orchestral work, even though the orchestral work is often great. I think it's the crispness. So, mountains act very differently in this game. You can no longer walk on mountains unless you have the mountaineering ability. These guys do not have mountaineering, however they can swim. This is an archer, this is a mage, this is a... Oh right, you can actually cast your abilities. Yeah, so I can cast healing, just here. A lot of cool little features like that. So I'm going to take this guy. There we are. So you invert by right-clicking on the opposite, which some people don't know, and they just... There's 8 units in a stack instead of 6, so some My brother and my friend, they would always like do. But you can just invert with a simple right click. It doesn't have as good shortcuts as number 3 where you can do it instantly just by right clicking off the bat, but close enough. And I'm going to send my little lizard friend, because he can catch up easiest, to capture this mine and this mine, so you can see our income down here. And then, good thing there's not a turn limit, eh? Alright, and then I'm going to send, I guess, my hero, actually. He's the next fastest. I'm going to capture this. I don't know if it gives it, yeah, it gives it an income. So the outbuildings in this game are interesting because they can actually build. So if I click here, see, I can build drills, I can build flamethrowers, and I can build builders. The reason I can't build these right now is I haven't installed it. So you have to install the technology to build the things right now. This is just producing merchandise, which increases your income, which I don't think will matter yet. But I can do that. The towns have a level. So if I enter the town here, this town is currently level 1, but towns also have a max level. I believe a town of this size is either level 3 or level 4. But you can't, all the other units here, you can't get until you've upgraded your town through these levels. So it's similar to the like Palace and War Hall and everything in number 3. But the big difference here is that the towns have a limit. So if this is a level 3 town, I can get to level 3 and I'll never be able to get the tier 4 unit. So the tier units are much more special in this game. Like, you're not going to see too many tier 3s. Like, the Highman tier 3 is a Titan, which is one of the most powerful. It's like this incredibly powerful creature. And that'll be the top tier unit in the game a lot of the time. But if someone gets a tier 4 town, they can get the Astra, which is their even stronger unit, which is like an angel. So I think I'll start off with, I really love the little hoppy frog guys. I love frogs. I've talked about it in Heroes of Might and Magic videos, and these guys are just frogs everywhere. So I think my favorite factions are the Lizardmen, then the Azracs. Highmen are pretty fun. Goblins are pretty fun. All the factions in this game I actually quite like, but it's Lizardmen and then Azracs, which is funny because they got rid of both of them. I think I'm going to... Well, I would upgrade the town, but that'll cost me 250 gold, and I don't want to do that just yet, as you will see here, because... Oh, I inverted them. I sent the wrong guys over there. Whoops. This little talkie sign here, it's a very good feeling when you see this. In Age of Wonders 3, they don't have this, but if you just walk over to anyone you can talk to, they will join you. And it's not like there's this complex vassal system. That was actually added in an update, I believe. Age of Wonders 3 used to be like this. And I played against my brother, like we both got the game, and we're like, this is so exciting. And I bought like the entire map in no time. And so they added the whole vassalage system to slow it down because diplomacy was way too overpowered. So now I have a bunch of these giant slugs in my army. And everything has art. I just want to show this. So, well, not everything, but the cooler units have art. So you can see the little guys there, and they also have a little story about them, what they do, what their alignment is, what race they're a part of, what type of creature they are, or what type they are, in this case, creature. So let's see what we have here. So this is a pretty dangerous place to attack. These are goblin bombers. They self-destruct, but they do a lot of damage. Got some elephant. Oh, these are Azrak towns up there. Oh, this is an Azrak town. These are halflings, like I thought. Okay, my memory hasn't deserted me. Now, the reason I chose this map is because it has some features that you don't often see on most of the maps in this game. The main one being, first of all, these magical domes, which you're immune to magic when you're inside of them, which is very important because this map also has a huge amount of these altars. Now, they give you a little, altars give you a little buff in Age of Wonders 3. In Age of Wonders 2, they do something else, which I will show you for sure as soon as I'm able, because it is really, really, really cool. But I don't want to spoil it if I can avoid it. Okay, and I think I'm going to send my slugs, kind of block the path. Remember, if I lose this leader, I lose the game, so I should not be scouting with him. I'm in Age of Wonders 3 mode right now. But this is actually, like, terrible, terrible idea. You want to get him a few levels before you do anything. There is wild units in the game, like these boars and whatnot, that can wander in the woods, and I think even wolves are invisible, so I could just lose the game right now. So, actually, if I can get some... I can't get reinforcements over there. Okay, but now I don't have enough money to upgrade this town. So I think what I'm going to do is... I'll probably build a battering ram, unless... Yeah, I should build a battering ram. So, one of the interesting things about this game is walled buildings, such as this fort here, and none of these towns have walls right now, are just completely unconquerable unless you have a way to breach the walls. And like the game doesn't even let you attack them. So you need a battering ram or you need a unit with demolish, which I believe elephants have as an example. Wall crushing, yeah. So there's a few things that are different about the game. All right. Party! Oh, that kind of party. Okay. And this is simultaneous, so I could just get ambushed because it says it's a giant map, but everyone's kind of in the center here, and then there's like spokes or something. I don't remember. There's magical pools around that will reveal the map once we find them. But I should probably be moving these guys in. Okay, let's get some gold. And then I'm going to send this guy. I need to get to these as soon as possible, so start heading over that way. Excellent. No one over here just yet. No, don't head back. Alright, I'm going to send the battering ram to get me that, I guess. Okay. And a really, really good play is to take this town here. Oh, I've been met by the undead who aren't happy with me. And the highmen... I just know of the highmen. I guess maybe the undead told me of that? I'm not sure. Where did they come from? They should be down here, I think. I don't... Oh, they're... They must have walked past. Okay, but they were there anyways. Okay. So yeah, still heading this way. Have to be careful, like I said. You can lose instantly. And what I was going to demonstrate in Pultusa is building a wall here will prevent anyone from ever taking my town, because it's surrounded by buildings and you need a battering ram to take this building. So even without defenders, I have now become invincible essentially once I build that town. There are units that can fly and there are units that can climb over mountains, but there's undead can't do it, except, well, they have flying units, but oh, there's the highman right there. Okay, so the undead declared war on me already, which is a good start to our relations. But this big talk, they have to back it up. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. That's not actually gonna help me that much. Oh, there they go. I might actually... Yeah. I might go take their tower from them. Okay. Because I don't think, like, we're all starting with similar strength armies, right? So let's grab this. Now, I don't believe this game warns you if you haven't moved units, so I have to keep that in mind, because I don't think I moved these guys last turn. But I'm just going to make a big army, get over here, and take these guys out. I don't think I want to fight anyone just yet, so we'll do that. And yeah, it doesn't remind you, like, you haven't built anything or whatever. Oh, I will accept your peace. Dark Elves should destroy me. Okay. Where are the Dark Elves at? That's a highman, right? Yeah. So Breen is level 6. What level is my hero to start with? Level 6 as well. Okay. You can see the level up there. Okay, each unit has their own happiness. If I, oops. Get out of there. Let's see, where? Morale is here. If you make the units unhappy, they will revolt unless they're afraid of you. So you can keep units that are really unhappy in your army simply by keeping more forces in them. Or you can have units with you. We don't see any here right now. But you can also keep them with you by having units that improve their morale, such as like nymphs and whatnot. Like nymphs don't exactly improve morale, as I understand it, but they do prevent units from rebelling. Okay. So let's send in these giant slugs. The undead, I think, are fairly weak. I don't play as them that often, actually. Oh, okay. This could be bad. So that's the bone horror. That is basically their best unit. My best unit right now is the salamander. So and salamanders are actually strong against bone horrors. But still, I don't want to get involved in this if I can avoid it. And it looks like they're out of movement at least, thankfully. Okay. The dwarves wish for peace. I will accept happily. Don't want to be dealing with too many forces right now. This will help me against the undead a lot if I can grab it. So altars, as you can see here, they charge over time, but you can ignore the charge by spending a huge amount of mana. But I don't have that mana, so... Azracs want peace, thank you. This map is, like I said, everyone's packed together, although I don't know how the Azracs got over to me. A little concerning. Flying units, Yeah, so here's a flying unit here. Flying is interesting because you can't attack flying units because they're flying. So again, there's a lot of like rock, paper, scissors in this game of like mountains stop all units, flying units can't be attacked, that sort of thing. The only way you can attack a flying unit is when they attack you, you have a chance to hit them back. But if they're a ranged flying unit, like red dragons, yeah, I don't think black dragons are ranged. Oh, they are. They have black breath. Yeah, so ranged flying units like dragons, you just can't hurt because they can just range attack you, unless you have ranged units of your own, of course. So, and as you can see here now, my town is secure. I think. You might need to have a single unit stationed inside. I don't actually remember that part, but that's no big deal. What I also like is because they didn't have to have a bunch of units that were transferable, right? Like they don't have to say, okay, well this is a fighter, but it's a lizardman fighter, now this is a halfling fighter, and now this is a goblin fighter. The units are a lot less human. So we have like straight up lizards, we have slugs. They're not just mostly humanoids or horseoids or whatever. Everything is more unique, which I think is really cool. I don't know if I can do this. I can. Okay, there we go. And there's their hero right there. He's enchanted himself with something. Everything. Holy cow. Fire protection, cold protection, poison immunity, lightning protection. He does not want to get hurt. Stone skin. Okay, so he started with like every enchantment basically. Good on him, I guess. Alright, and I'm going to move these slugs as quick as I can. Oh, hang on. Excuse me. This is important. There we go. Okay, he's reinforcing his little town there. But he's not bringing himself into the fight. Just summoning some spiders. So I think we can do pretty good here. Now, I would like to research an offensive spell of my own. So, Frostbeam not going to work if my main enemy is undead. I think Chain Lightning. Water Walking's useless to me because all my units can do it already. Except maybe my Salamander, actually. Well, he swims, though, so close enough. No, he doesn't swim. Okay, so it's useful for that, but that's about it. Oh, he fell back. Look at this. Did he slip by me when I wasn't looking? Okay, well, I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm just going to hit him while he's weak. Alright. So, automatic combat is not... Oh, there's the Bone Horror. He's up there. Automatic combat in this... And Bone Horrors can break down walls. That's actually really bad. But automatic combat in this game is not like in Age of Wonders 3 where it actually plays out the combat. Instead, the units kind of JRPG stand off against each other and smack each other. So we're going to do good old tactical, almost always. Okay. Now, another really cool thing about this game is all terrain is destructible. So I can actually, I think I can light the fields on fire. I'm not sure about that one, but I think I can. I can break down buildings for sure. Trees can break, I think. So that's really cool. Oh, I do have ice shards. I don't think it'll do much damage, but here we are. Cover is also really, really important. Like more than you'd think, because in Age of Wonders 3, cover can reduce damage you take. In Age of Wonders 1, cover can prevent you from taking damage. Which I think is a pretty big difference. You can also, if I recall, yeah, you can mass move units in this game, but it's very janky, so you can just select a bunch and then move forward. I also love the little jumps that show what they've done on their turn. There's no flanking in this game, and that was a big feature of number 3. That was one of the main features they showed off, actually, in number 3. Okay, now does he have... He doesn't even have a ranged attack. Okay. I'm going to... I have turn undead, I guess. What's the effectiveness of that? Attack 4, damage 4, versus magic bolts, which I assume is attack 3 times? Okay, let's try turning undead then. Alright, let's go for it. Ah, that worked. So, one of the features that is the biggest, what would you call it? The biggest controversial feature of this game is that damage in this game, or not damage so much, but the ability to do damage is random. So sometimes you'll attack a unit and you'll kill them like almost instantly. And sometimes you'll miss. Now this hasn't been a great example because I've hit every time. I think battering rams can't actually attack people, but I can do... Can I do this? Can I attack these directly, or do they only get attacked incidentally? I guess it's only incidental. Okay. Just pop forward. Okay. And I don't want to waste my mana, I guess, if I don't have to, so just get in there and smack him. But we'll see if I miss. You saw that? I missed the first one. So my guy's actually a pretty bad fighter, so that's to be expected. Now this town hates me, so they're actually going to revolt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not make Undead Archer. Instead, I'm going to either loot the town or migrate the town. I'm just going to loot the town because I'm not going to be here long anyways. And then I'm going to go hunt down these guys because I don't want them wandering in my lands. And on that note, I'm going to start upgrading this town now. And over in this town, I'm building that swordsman, so that's good. I think these guys are fairly resistant to arrows, if I recall correctly. Oh, I guess not. All right. Immune to a lot of things, though. And then how am I doing on the old mana front? 250 is needed, so not going to happen yet. All right. Get over there. So as you can see here, the town revolted. I should have stayed in there if I wanted to burn it down. Because they're like, no, we're not burning our town down if you're not going to be there to reinforce that, right? So, makes sense. Can I get... Yes, I can. Alright, I'm just going to take out the undead, because... Oh, cowards. Okay, I guess I'll come back here, then. Just do it again. Alright, this time I'll bring in reinforcements. So you can have massive battles in this game, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... That sounded bad. Where was that? Okay, so this is what auto combat looks like. Ooh. They did some good damage there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they really softened those guys up. Although they took out like that whole town on their own, basically. They're a very tanky unit. But I will be taking that town back, I think. But first, let's take this out. So yeah, as I was saying, you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 combatants, each with 8 units. So that's like 64 units on a battlefield, potentially. And that's before summons or anything. So it can get quite extreme. I'm gonna try to get Lord Blotter in here just for some XP. A little risky with those archers there. And my Salamander's already hurt, which isn't great. The battering ram up here. Get these two guys. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you do the multi-move. It's not a bad feature, because like I said, you can have 64 units on the battlefield, so sometimes you just want to, like, you know, do something like that. I don't actually know what this button does. Ah, okay. Ah, it's adjustable. Would you look at that? Adjustable UIs used to be a bit more of a thing, eh? Like Baldur's Gate, you could do this sort of thing too. Okay. But yeah, if you want it pretty, then you can just... But if you don't mind the bit of an overlap, there you go. Okay, so I believe those are undead. But are they weak to magic? They're resistant to fire, though, so that won't be my Salamander's job for sure. There we are. Ah, it's just one shot, it's not 3. Okay. I think I'm going to Ice Shard this fool. I love the spell effects in this game too. Like, some of them. I think Chain Lightning's actually kind of disappointing, but that one's very fun. Alright, easy fight. I'm going to burn your town down again. But this time I'm going to do it for real. Okay. So I'm just going to stand here so they can't revolt this time. And then I'm going to take out this weakened force in the future. I don't believe... Oh, no, he does have regeneration. That's why I gave them regeneration, because they have it in the base. Ah, because they had a number 3. Okay, there we go. That's why you got to be careful when you change things. That won't make any sense. In the Age of Wonders 3 campaign I've been wondering what on earth possessed me to give Bone Horrors regeneration, but it was clearly because they have it in this game. So something to keep in mind. All right, but I did come up with a very cool solution, so I might just keep it the other way. All right. And in turn. Town has been looted. I got 33 whole gold for that. And our good friend Kalka here is very much consolidating power. And he's fully healed, so that didn't cost them much really to take it. I think it would cost me a lot more. Why was that noise? Altar. Someone took my Altar of Life. Who the dwarves? Are we not allies? Hang on. Or friends, at least? Alright, I'm standing here. I don't trust these dwarves anymore. Oh, maybe I never walked over there. Maybe I forgot. You can press this button to cycle through units that haven't acted yet, and I think I should be doing that because I'm clearly making mistakes over here. Yeah, you can also mass move on the overworld map, it looks like. Let's see. Oh. Uh-huh. Yep. Looks like it. Okay. Who's that? Dwarves and... Is the Hymen and the dwarves went to war? Yeah, Hymen are at war with the dwarves. How about that? Okay. Well, I'm going to leave this guy alone because he's got a fortified position, but I'm going to take out his armies, I think. And maybe I'll stop by here and try to level up my hero a little bit. Take down some halflings while I'm at it. Excellent, excellent. I've got okay amount of money here. I think I'll go for... an upgrade would be nice, but I can't afford that. Just a stronger wall, maybe? Just thinking, like, what would help me against these bone horrors? There's not much I can do with it. Gmork upgraded. Ah, excellent. So now I can install much better units, such as catapults and shaman. Shaman also can heal. Oh, I should be using that. Okay. But yes, I love these turtle catapults so much. This is the siege weapons. So normally you just have like a generic catapult or generic ballista, but in this case they have these. But I think I want frog riders for now. Over here, everyone's full health, so I don't need to do the healing right now. And I'm going to... Yeah, I guess I'll just take this city on my way down. I don't actually know who's in this fight right now. I think it's everyone, or is it just the flashing unit? If I go here, does that give me a better clue? Nope. Okay, let's see what happens. Well, they're there. The slugs will do pretty good damage against halflings. The problem is they'll also take pretty good damage. Some good shaman friends over. Send salamander on over. And just kind of whack them over here. Go. This is still Age of Wonders, so units will level up and everything, just like in Age of Wonders, and get new abilities. Heroes will level up, all that good stuff. Those legs look kind of freaky when they're moving on these ponies here. Yeah, so you'll see this is what a halfling pony rider looks like, but then if I go to the swordsman, this is what they look like. So units, generic units, they all have the same portrait. But if you play a bit more of a varied faction, then you tend to get more varied portraits. And the tier 3s, I think, all have their own portrait. But like if I go to my salamander, got the salamander. These lizardmen will all have the same portrait. I'm not seeing too many ways to avoid damage here. Another thing you'll notice is the spells are just another form of attack, so I don't actually have infinite range like you do in number 3. But the spells are also very powerful. So the spells, I don't know if it was an intentional design choice from the get-go, but later Leonard Sassa said what he wanted to do was Age of Wonders 1, the wizards were their most powerful. Age of Wonders 2, they became slightly weaker. Age of Wonders 3, they're at their weakest. And then Age of Wonders 4, the cycle begins again, and the wizards are once again powerful. But I'm not sure if they ever achieved the heights of number 1 or not. But we'll see that in a bit, probably. These are very short range. I don't know if there is a grid in this game or not. I've always just kind of eyeballed it. As you can, yeah. Like the 3 action points in number 3 make it very clear for tactical purposes, but it feels a bit more carefree and like just a combat in this one, which is cool in its own right. Yeah, that slinger isn't doing anything. That's fine by me. Yeah, so these guys are pretty high damage. They do 5 damage with their attack. Oh, sorry, they do 4 damage, so the star is the damage, and 5 is the chance to actually overcome their defense, and these guys only have a defense of 2, so they're pretty easy to take out most of the time. Okay, I think, but these slingers also do fairly high damage, so I might leave that for now. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a hex grid, it looks like it's just a square grid, technically. And I'm not sure how much each square takes, so that's, we can count it. So 20, So it takes 4 to move that way, and then I assume it'll take 5 to move that way. Not 4 to go diagonal as well. Okay. I don't know if different terrain has different movement costs. It looks like it might. So you saw that insta-kill that guy? Barely hurt him this time. It can be all over the place. And again, this guy charges forward. He does a charge that does +2 damage. He comes in here, kills Lord Blotter like that, game's over. So it can be pretty crazy. Which is one of the main reasons people have criticisms of the game, dislike it. But it's also, it has a wonderful simplicity to it. I don't know if there's any, what's that called? Area of control in this game either, or not, whatever that's called. Yeah, like if you stand next to a unit, you get attack of opportunity type thing. But we'll see what we have here. See if that slinger's willing to move in. There we go. Ah, my slug. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. And they die so sadly, yeah. For some reason I thought the halflings would move really slow. They just have that look to them, that they'll move slowly. Oh, it's like you can't move at all with Venomous Fit. Okay. Good to know. Take him down. Jerk. No, he totally avoided me that time. I could heal my slug, but I think I'll just get rid of these guys. If I can. Can't quite make it over there. Yeah, you'll see my movement is like rooting around these guys, so I think there's that. Friendly fire in this game is also brutal. So this is not like the percentage of damage that'll be lost like in Age of Wonders 3. This is the chance of hitting that unit. So as you can see here, I will murder my salamander if I try to cast the spell right now. And it does not mess around. You have to be very careful with friendly fire. I think you only get 1 step possibly. And I guess I'll just go in there. Alright. Spellcasting? Nah, it's not that forgiving either. Okay, I'll swing around this way maybe. Move this up just for something for them to do. And is that a spearman? What is that? Swordsman, alright. So I believe parry, what does this one do? Yeah, first strike against the unit will do less damage. Any unit can beat any unit in this game, so if a halfling swordsman fights a titan, the halfling swordsman can win because of the 0 damage potential. And I have seen a single halfling slinger defeat a basilisk, which is, a basilisk is a tier 4 unit, so one of the best units in the game. Yep. So I could have just lost the game there, basically. But I didn't. Okay, looking good. Okay, can I take a step forward? No. Okay, no moving and shooting. Forbidden. Ow, whoops. And now he's poisoned, I think. Oh no, he's okay. Okay, this is a little scary. This fight is not going nearly as well as the bone horror thing did. Let's get you out of there. And take him down. There we are. Okay, so that went kind of poorly. But they're splitting up, so I can maybe chase them down now. He's got... Oh, he's just summoning like crazy over there. I should start doing some summoning of my own. Alright, give me a frog. Someone declared war. Hyman declared... Hyman are going to war with everyone. What's wrong with them? Okay. I went to war with the Azracs. Okay. Halflings. I think... You don't have to convert towns, though. And you can actually become friends with them. The more units of theirs you build, the happier they will become with you. I think is how that works. If I migrate it, it'll make them unhappy, but then I'll get cool lizards. But I think... What do halflings have? Like, the... I don't know if I really want to piss off the halflings. Like, right now, do I even know the halflings? Who are these guys? So we are neutral right now, so if I kill these halflings, then the other halflings in the world that are active players will also hate me. So it's not the same where the faction and the unit is slightly independent. They're like exactly tied with each other, so that can cause all sorts of problems. Slingers are actually pretty solid, and I could use... I'm going to... Let's see. I'm going to queue some of these guys. Yeah, so press Q instead of produce, and then you can get this list, or you can click produce and then Q to repeat. I'm just going to get like infinite slingers right now. because they seem to do good work against those bone horrors. I want to take those down. Okay, I think my force is slightly weaker though. Drill could be fun to buy. I might just install that. Actually, flamethrower would be good to help me against these undead, so I'll do that first. And Frog Rider's still getting installed. Money's doing good. All right. Chain Lightning has been researched. Excellent. I will take Healing Water. Ooh, that sounds like something's going on out there. I keep forgetting to press this button. He's just back up to full strength down there. That's crazy. Okay, this is charged more or less. Its range is not far enough to hit their main town or hit anyone near me. I could weaken those goblins there, but I don't have a force to capitalize on that. Got dire penguins over here. We've got the hero just on his own. I could take out the dwarves right here and now. Tempting. And yeah, as you can see, this is like a giant targeting device, but it's more than that, which I'll hopefully be able to show off soon. But for now, I just want to press in on these undead. So let's get in here. Okay, because they're splitting up their forces, so... And tier 3s are not going to be easy to get back. So I am going to do this now. Some healing off. Yeah, I think the healing's just once per game turn or something, which I think is a much better way to do it, like being able to do it on the overworld map and everything else. Okay. Now, why is everyone leveling up but me? What am I... Yeah, I'm not even halfway. I guess I'm not trying as hard. I don't know. Okay. Carefully now. What do they have? Do they have archers? They don't have archers. Okay, I can just charge in there. This battering ram isn't doing anything right now. That's fine. My salamander, they're very squishy. They hit hard, but they're very squishy for a tier 3. Okay, and you guys, just get in here if you please. Ooh, just all together. There we are. It's the range contingent. Move up. Alright, you're good. And when I said like the spells in this game are much more powerful, you probably haven't seen it yet. Like maybe they do a bit more damage, but you'll see that it's more than that. Like, the spells are on another level. Oh, can I cast this in combat? I can't, so I have to cancel it before, or can I just do this? Oh, no, I have to cancel it before I can do any spell casting. All right, no spell casting for me. No, I can't afford that. All right, right, I forgot that was a thing. Got slightly different rules for this game. Chain Lightning, we're looking at... Yeah, let's do that. That's kind of fun. And I like the little bubbles, which I believe mean they're stunned for the turn. Yeah, so they're just out of it. Very good. Yeah, easy. Take out the one who isn't stunned. Excellent. Bring the archer up. Yeah, a lot of more units die in this game as well, which I kind of prefer. Like, I like the high attrition. I don't like trying to preserve your unit all the time. I like units surviving and leveling up being something that's special. Okay, where did the rest of the undead go then? Did the elves kill them? I'll be your friend. Okay. Now we've got more halflings, and the halflings are actually liking me because I've been producing their units. Some pony riders just for map control I wouldn't mind, actually. You can see this is a tier 2 town. I think it's just the 2 tiles, tier 1, tier 4, that sort of thing. So yeah, a lot of tier 4 towns on this map, which is, you know, maybe less interesting in some ways, but also you get to see more units, so that's cool. But less interesting in the sense that the tier 4s are slightly less special. You're not doing anything for me right now. Let's just start moving back that way. Okay, so I think I have at least pushed back my undead neighbors. Bloodied their nose a little bit. I should probably put a wall on this town. Get rid of that Q. And then Q fortify. Okay, there we are. Okay, and that way they won't be able to take the town without at least that horror or something. Okay, moving up. And going back to casting a spell, because unfortunately I used it. Alright, summon frog. And if just to double check here, if I click on this guy, yeah, healing used for the turn. But I can cast Dispel Magic if I want to. Okay, let's summon this frog this time. And let's get the little guy going. Not too many people are going to be on the water. The frostlings might be actually, but yeah, I'm going to start pushing forward. I think they're a bit too fortified right now. Yeah, and hero versus hero combat you don't really want to do unless you're pretty sure you're going to win. That can be devastating. I might take a shrine. Like, what does this do? Forces of life and light. I need water, really. So this is what these things do. Hopefully I won't tick off anyone here. But you see this massive area of effect here. So it hurts everything inside of it. And it also changes the terrain. So this is now like a death terrain. And these guys are now cursed. And then, because I also have this one, I could shoot fire at it. Also, all buildings in this game are raisable, so I could burn this down, but you need a strong enough force to raise it, and this guy won't be strong enough. I'll click it to show you, but it just says your forces aren't sufficient down here. Those are softened up. And the game just crashed. Okay, let's see how the autosave is. Alright, so we're looking at the autosave here. Got an altar of fire, got an altar of death. Kapow. I don't know why it crashed. And I was thinking about it though. I think I actually do want to firewall them. I don't think it'll do as much damage, and you see it's a smaller area. But I also, just for the sake, I think this will work. Any second now? No, okay. I want to, wait, was that me? That wasn't me, was it? What was that? That was me, okay. Right, I wasn't able to show it with that. Next time I use the altar of fire, but now this is empty, which means I should be able to take this. And now I get 30 spell points per turn, which is pretty big, so I can be using these shrines even more often. And I can also potentially crank up my research if I want to. It looks like it did it automatically. It's trying to keep it as a percentage. Okay. So yeah, that autosave seemed totally fine. Alright. Just like a little bit back. Oh, whoops. Heh. Totally missed that. About face. Got undead over here. Alright, and I'm good to have to... It's fortifying. Okay, that's all good. You're good there. Let's see what we have. You're fine. I'm going to hit you with guards so I don't cycle through on them. And that's everyone. Alright, and how about my town? Just producing merchandise right now. Let's get another frog rider. And, oh, I didn't summon my frog this time, so... hero. Here we are. Can you cast summon frog? Thank you. And maybe I'll just send the frog down for now. Just to reinforce these guys. A single Death Knight, I think they're tier 2, yeah. It's a level 2 Death Knight, I think that's how that works. But I should be fine. Alright. Boatar leveled up finally. Alright, I'll come back to that. Steady. About face. Okay, they haven't taken their turn yet. One turn left and then that town is mostly safe. Azracs aren't messing around over there. They are. Yeah, these seem like they're fairly weakly defended for how good they are. I should probably grab more of them. But until that point, let's see here. Okay, they're running away, that's fine. But that does make me think I should fortify this town as well, so they won't be able to take it if I just fortify that, so why not? And let's get these guys out and about exploring the world. Let's get these frogs out and about exploring the water again. Maybe it won't crash this time. Excellent. And then let's do the leveling up. Let's see. Or do I lose that opportunity? Oh yeah, there's tons of items you can equip in the game as well, and there's like dungeon crawling, which we haven't even shown in the slightest. Did I just lose my one chance to level up? I think I might have. Our fight is not with the lizards. That sounds like you're losing. And yeah. No, we're at war now, buddy. I would like to upgrade this town, actually. Okay, excellent. Healing water has been researched. Wonderful. Geyser is really good. Haste, very good. Winds of Fury, solid. Great Eagle could be good. You can't really get hurt by anything. A hero has emerged to join me. I accept. Excellent. So he's a Frostling hero, sadly, but on the other hand, you know, he's decent, so we'll take him. Okay. I changed my mind. I want you to help me fight these boars. I don't want to fight the spirit puppets. That can go poorly. I think that's just a tier 1 Highman unit, technically, but I don't know. I always seem to do poorly against them. I think they might be immune to physical or something. No, physical's the only thing that can hurt them, basically. Okay. Well, there you have it. That's still charging. I think the Azracs are neutral with me, so that's fine. Do I want to keep pushing forward? Or do I want you? Heal. I guess they did it this way to, like the way they did in number 3, to just reduce the amount of micro, which, fair enough. Hopefully I won't lose this town. No, it'll be built by the end of my turn, so that'll be fine. Okay, anyone else? My little frog. Not much to see over here. I already cast that spell that gave me good line of sight. But I'll just head over this way. Anyone else? You're doing fine. Alright. I might pop up here quickly. See if I can bring my main hero a step closer. Yeah, I'm not going to do that though, just in case the Azracs get ideas, so do this first. I think it's pretty quick to swap alliances around. Not 100% certain on that, but I think it is. Okay. Then I move forward. And then we attack. And I think that's everyone? Yeah, okay, brings in everyone. Okay, I didn't actually see which spells this guy has. He has the same as me. Okay. So... doesn't look like much of a threat. I'll just send these guys up. These guys to flank. We'll have to see if we can find some magic items, because they're very, very good. And this guy has leadership. Oh, I thought I got rid of Bloodhurst's leadership. Huh. Maybe he has the leadership bonus? Classic fraud noise, you know. Wow! Okay. Get in there. Excellent. Let's do a little test here. So he has... oh, that's not his XP, that's his spell points. He has 92 experience up here. If I do an Ice Shards, he now has... okay. 93. So he got 1 experience for that. So I think it is just getting in there and smacking with your fists is what the champions do. Earth nodes give me 0 income. Alright. That makes sense. I'm a water mage. So I could burn it down to deny it to all those filthy earth mages out there. Which I think it'll summon an earth elemental, which I don't think could kill my whole group, but I might want reinforcements before I do that. Maybe I'll just take out the undead though. Alright, or I'll try. Why not? Whoa, Warlord. Nice. That's the tier 3 orc unit. Oh, and the orcs don't like me. What's the enchantments on this guy? Fury. +2 attack, -1 defense. I'd like to see him take on that whole town on his own. That'd be fun. Okay. You declared war on someone that has 2 altars coming online, buddy. Just for fun, just so, you know, because I'm not necessarily going to play through this whole thing, although I want to, so we'll see. But just for fun, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you burn down something. This is going to potentially be quite bad. Actually, okay, that was way worse, way less bad than it could have been. Rather. Because I was worried that would be like a bunch of earth elementals, but it's just some boars. Okay. Still not a safe fight, but let's go for it. You also notice it doesn't tell me if it thinks I'll win the fight or not. And I think if you play Master of Magic back to back with Age of Wonders, you will see like, holy cow, Age of Wonders is just like a fan sequel to Master of Magic. Like they're basically the same game, like in everything. Magic, the healing super fast, but also your units die super fast, units being super squishy, heroes being super important. They have a ton in common. I'm scared. I think boars have charge still in this one. Yeah. So they only have 3 attack, but their first hit is going to be a doozy each time. So Lord Blotter is going to have to be careful here. Yeah. I don't know if I can just bait them over to me, but I guess we're going to find out. 2 with enough, not really anything. Okay, they will come. But next turn they're going to murder someone. I think Chain Lightning is the play here. And I can't remember if both heroes can cast spells in this version. I think they can. This could go poorly. Alright. Let's see. But yeah, magic is crazy good. 2 stuns off, that's a good start. Take down the guy that isn't... Actually, hang on. So, yes, you can cast 2 spells in a turn. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, magic much more powerful. That one isn't stunned. Yeah, okay. Can you get over there? Not quite. What can you do? And yeah, hills, different movement costs, so that's cool. It has varied terrain, which they only re-added in Planetfall, I believe. Okay, so let's take you up. I don't know if you get a bigger range bonus standing on a hill. I've never actually tested that, but I wouldn't doubt it. Okay. Let's see if I can block him off with just a wall of physical force here. Get a heal off right here. There we go. This little guy's ready to go. Ready to go take on a boar. That boar isn't stunned, but I can't do much about that boar either. Just get in there. And it looks like you might get full attacks when you move forward, which not a good sign for my hero here. So I'm going to send this archer forward as a sacrifice. Because I don't want this guy to come and just kill my hero. Alright, excellent. Worked exactly how I wanted it to. 10% chance. XCOM rules. You have to keep in mind XCOM rules. Okay. Yeah, Lord Blotter, very powerful wizard. Doesn't care. Look at that. Pow. Easy fight. Can I... There we go. Excellent. Didn't stand a chance. Yeah, a single halfling swordsman could, in theory, defeat like 64 titans or whatever. I guess not 64, but 56. Yeah. So that is something. The odds aren't in that guy's favor in the slightest, but it's possible, which I think is really fun. It always makes attacking like this a little dangerous too. Okay, so now nobody gets this, and I don't care because I don't use earth magic anyways. You already cast healing, right? Yeah. Yeah, is there a way to level up outside of... Doesn't appear to be the case. So I'll just have to take it next time. Alright. Moving on down. And where is these... Oh, the orcs took... Well, they bought them off. Of course they did. They're orcs. Right. That's a problem. Because these guys can go through walls. Oh dear. Alright, what am I researching? Summon eagle. That doesn't seem that useful anymore. Okay, that's fine. My throne city doesn't exist in this game, so it's less important. Are you gonna move? Yeah, there you go. Alright. I'll have you take the lead, because when you get attacked, you do have the units in the front or in the back, so that doesn't matter. Uh-oh. But I did just mess up. He's got a flamethrower going on over here. Ooh! What do we got here? Hymen. Just crush them. These guys do anything? Let's go. Wow, they barely took any damage. I mean, they lost 2 knights, I guess, but still. I was gonna, like, burn the town with fire, but that works. Okay, so the other node I would like, I guess, is air. And do you guys want to talk? You do. Alright. Can I summon a frog in a single turn to go talk to you? Oh, I should be moving my frog. Yeah. Like I'm used to the conveniences of Age of Wonders 3, I will admit. Okay. But let's go talk to some frostlings. 165 gold, that's a steal. Alright. Give me that money anytime. What do we have here? More orcs. No, that's Azracs. Oh no, the orcs have Azracs. Okay. Alright, we'll wait until next turn and then I'll get myself a big army. And hello, hello. Woo! Look at that. Big old force. I could send these in to soften up the undead first. And I'll just get a wall if you don't mind. Thank you. So yeah, diplomacy is huge in this game. Managing racial relationships and everything. And it used to be much more in number 3, but they kind of toned it back. It's still important in number 3, but they definitely... Who shot? Anyone at me? Nope, we're all good over here. Okay. Yeah, me and Orange, I guess. Azrax and I were the spooky dudes on the map with all the control. Okay, moving in. Moving in. I think I'll take this because that's like plus 11 gold per turn, and a flea flamethrower, a free flamethrower even. There we go. Not free, but you know, an expensive flamethrower. Okay, excellent. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up there, but I'll just wait until their turns end, I guess. And I'll actually move my units this time. How about that? As a little... Oh, did you already move? I did move you. Wow, I did so good that time. 16 turns already. Goes fast. And as you can see, an extra large map isn't as big in some ways. But it depends on the map design as well. And I like... ooh, I could. Doesn't help me much, but then I can... Wide events. And if I do that... Ah. And if I do this... Ah. Look at that, I can see everything now. That's a pretty good view. Okay. Who... has... These guys are taking forever to take their turns. They got a lot of units to move. Oh, humans want to have peace. I will accept peace. And I believe having good relationships with like the human players also mean good relationships with the humans in the world out there. So like a neutral human now likes me better because I have a good relationship with humans. Because there's a very much like a racial, like hegemony. If a race likes something, they like something. Which isn't to say you can't force undead to serve you even if you hate undead, but it's harder. Alright, so I'm going to save and leave it there. And maybe I'll just see if I can record the glitch that happens. Ah, there it is. Yes, so if you alt-tab, sometimes you get this. I believe there is a workaround. I don't remember what it is. But in general, it's not something I want to do. And we'll see if this shows up in the recording software. But yeah, that is Age of Wonders 1 for my dealer's choice. I'll probably come back and keep playing this because I love Age of Wonders. And Age of Wonders 1 is so magical. we're just scratching the surface of everything I love about it. So tons more to talk about, and I'll see you then. All right, take care. Bye.